Hey PJs, welcome back to another video. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe down below to become part of my PJ squad, which is always awesome. And as always, comment down below what you guys would like to see next, or if you just want to hop down there and say hello. I'll be answering as many comments as I can. So today I'm reviewing Erie Slime Company. They are a subscriber slime shop, and they sent me this package to review, so thank you so much for sending it. I loved all the extras that were sent, just two small things. I would love to see a label on the borax, and I would love to see a business card. So here are the three slimes that they sent. They all come in these white dome lid, screw top lid containers with their logo on the top, and one of them has the slime name on the side and the other two don't have labels at all. So I did want to mention that just in case they forgot, but I would love to see labels on all of them. And as you can see, the one in the middle has a little slightly different label. Just in my personal opinion, I love to see consistency, but I do love this purple one. But anyways, starting off with the first one, we have Random Dancing, which is a Korean glue-based bingsu slime that is based on a special in the iCarly show. I personally never watched it, but I knew just from reading the description how much I was going to love this one. First off, I absolutely love the neon green color that this comes with, very retro themed, and it came packed with a ton of 90s themed sprinkles. They are so colorful and I think they fit the theme spectacularly. Because this is Korean glue based, it does have a slight jiggle to it and a little less stretch, but that is very common with Korean glue slimes, and I did just want to point that out. And for those who don't know, Korean glue is basically a good way to get a slime to inflate without it becoming tacky or sticky or have a ton of residue. So I think that's amazing that it's been added to a bingsu bead slime, because bingsu bead slimes can leave like the most residue I have ever seen. I get tons on my hand when I play with these. Sadly enough, however, this one did leave quite a bit of residue. I did go ahead and activate it just a little bit just to make sure it wasn't underactivated, and maybe that would solve the problem. And while it did help, it definitely didn't take away all of the residue that it left on my hands. And I didn't do a very good job of portraying how much it left on me because I completely failed to show you guys what my hands looked like after inflating it. And for the most part, I am pretty lenient about bingsu bead slimes leaving residue because they're just absolutely horrible with it. But I am going to be just a little harsher on this one because it is Korean glue based, and those definitely help with the stickiness and the tackiness and all that stuff. So I'm not sure exactly what happened to this one, but I just had a ton on my hands. But besides that, I loved everything about this one, especially the scent. It was scented like Sour Patch Kids, sour gummy worms, and Skittles, and it smelled so fruity and candy-like. And I don't know exactly how I'm getting this, but it does remind me of the 90s. Like, I don't know how a scent can remind me of an era, but it does, and I think it's awesome. Overall, I'm giving this one 4 out of 5 pajamas. Next up is Blue Moon Ice Cream, which is their signature meringue texture. I am in love with the Blue Moon color that this one has. It is 100% on point. This slime had rainbow female slices already in it, but then in the little baggie that came with it, I got to add these Blue Moon female slices and this micro glitter, which complements the blue color. It was slightly underactivated, but I did activate it no problem. And when I got to activate it, oh my goodness, this has got to be the softest buttered texture I've ever felt. It is so soft. The only way I can describe this texture is if like you mixed a cloud with the softest blanket you've ever felt, and it just feels so comforting. This is definitely one that I'm going to return to when I'm having a bad day because it's just like hugging my hands. So I am going to go into a little bit of story time about the scent. So it's scented like fruity cereal, lemon, and vanilla ice cream, but to me, I smell lemon pledge and animal crackers. And the animal cracker part that I smell is just so nostalgic for me because when me and my siblings were kids, my mom would get animal crackers for us quite often, and I would just eat them because of how in love I was with them. She would always put them in bags for me and took them on car rides so that I could snack on them, and that is just one of those comfort memories that I have that I like to think about all the time because it just made me so happy every time I got to eat those, and the fact that they were in little bags that my mom made for me just made them that much more special. And even now when I get them, I just get nostalgic flashbacks, and I just love it so much. So I apologize for those who don't like when I rant or stuff like that, but it was just a story time that I felt compelled to share just because of just how many comfort reflexes I'm getting from feeling and smelling this slime. I think everything about this slime is perfection, from how comforting it is to how spot on to like Blue Moon ice cream themed it is, so it obviously gets 5 out of 5 pajamas. And lastly, this is Lake Erie, which is a semi-coated, unscented clear slime. And what I find so cool about this one is it comes with beach glass that actually came from Lake Erie itself, and I think that is so cool. I've never seen anyone else do anything close to that, and there's so many pieces. Now I did add them on top, mostly for the thumbnail, but I do add them later on just to see as like an experiment what they'd be like in the slime. But first off, I want to say how absolutely gorgeous this deep blue color is. It reminds me of the ocean, or I guess the lake, and it just, oh my goodness, I could not stop looking at this. It's a beautiful sapphire blue color, and it just complements the theme so well. The texture on this one is definitely like a thick and thin slime. The best way I can describe it is that it has thick pokes and bubble pops, and you can definitely hold it in your hand like a thick slime, but at the same time it also feels kind of thin, and it low-key reminds me of if ocean water was a slime. I know that might not make too much sense, but it just reminds me of ocean water just from how it feels. I don't know. I can't describe things like to save my life, but that's what it feels like to me. Once I started to inflate this one, it took on a blue sheen, which I think is gorgeous. And once I fully inflated it, it takes on more of a blueberry color, and all these color changes that this slime has just made it that much prettier. I loved all the thick and juicy bubble pops with this, and the fact that when I fully inflated it, it didn't leave pretty much any residue, which is the joy of having coated clear slimes. Most of the time, you can get residue all over your fingers, but with coated ones like this one, it barely leaves any whatsoever, which is probably the main reason most people don't get clear slimes. So if you ever see a coated clear and you love clear slimes like I do, definitely go for it. Like I mentioned before, this slime is also unscented, so for those who don't particularly like scents or are allergic, this one would be perfect for you. And like I said I would at the beginning, I added the glass pieces back in, and because they're of a bigger size, they started trapping bubbles on the inside of the slime, so it made the bubble pops even better. I think that this slime is absolutely gorgeous, and I love the concept behind it, especially the glass pieces that come with it. I'm just mind blown at how cool that is, and the fact that I got some of them. So this one gets 5 out of 5 pajamas. And with that, that is the end of the review. If you guys want to check out this slime shop, I will leave it linked down in the description of this video. But with that, I am signing off, and I will see you guys in the next one.